Hello, YouTube. This is Chuck again, and once more, you can see I'm coming to you from my van. It's still a rainy day. It's still Monday, January 16th, and I decided to make another video, firefighter story this time. And my firefighter stories haven't all done really as well as some of my other videos, but I think it's part of my story, and I want to talk about it. I think eventually they'll find their audience, but the one I want to talk about today is where I was on 9/11. And I retired from the fire department here on January 31st of 1998. So it's coming up the end of this month. It'll come up on 25 years since I retired from the fire department here. And I went on and worked at several other departments, and three of them as chief of department. But one of the things I did, and all three of those jobs, if you will, or gigs, all three of them came to pass because I put myself out there as a consultant, and one of the things I specialized in was interim fire chief's jobs. Now, the interim fire chief is a guy they bring in temporarily to run the place, and usually when everything's wonderful, they don't bring anybody in from the outside, but they have to bring somebody in from the outside when wheels fall off. And that's kind of what happened on all three of the jobs that I had. And all three of them, I ended up staying longer than the initial agreement. And hopefully, I'd like to think that all three of them, I left them in better shape than they were when I got there. But all three of them were troubled departments, and all three of them were small departments. And I never worked in a fire department where I had all the resources I needed. I've always worked places where we were trying to do a size 10 job with a size 4 staff. Uh, and that's just I like the challenge of that. I guess I'm a little bit masochistic in that regard, but I like the challenge of doing that. Well, uh, after I'd been retired for a while, one day I got a phone call from a city in Arizona who was having some issues and they wanted an interim fire chief, and somebody gave them my name and number. And so I went up there and met with them, and I ended up going to work up there. And that was in July of 2001. And the building we were in at the time was an old government building, the fire station building. And the front part was the fire station, and the back part was the maintenance shop, city maintenance shop. And so we shared things like a break room and the restrooms and that kind of thing. And the morning of 9/11, I got up to walk back to go to the restroom, and the break room was right in between our two sections. So we shared it, and there was a TV on in there, and some chairs and a coffee pot and so forth. And as I walked through that room to get from our end of the building to the other end of the building, I saw that a airliner had hit one of the World Trade Center buildings, or an airplane. We didn't know it was an airliner at that time. So as I walked in, I mentioned to the guys back in the shop, I said, "Hey, a plane just hit the World Trade Center." And the guy, "Oh, yeah, right." I said, "Yeah, seriously." So we went back there, and I called up front to the fire guys that were on duty. And so all the maintenance guys and the fire guys, we were all standing there and watching what was transpiring. And of course, it was you all remember where you were at that time. And so we were all standing there watching it when the second airplane went into the other World Trade Center. And of course, holy cow, we have no idea what was happening there. And I guess in order to tell the story, I got to tell where this was at. And this was the city of Page, Arizona. I was asked to come up there to be the interim fire chief, and I went up there on a 3-month agreement, ended up staying there for 10 months, and that's a story in itself. But the Page, Arizona is up on the right up on the Utah border, and it's the city where Lake Powell is at. And big tourist area, 4.5 million tourists a year, and it was a booming place when I went up there. And you could go into one of the restaurants at night and you could hear about 4 foreign languages being spoken. A whole lot of people from France came that summer. I don't know particularly why. Well, the events happened on September 11th, and the planes stopped flying. Well, the buses came and got all the tourists within 2 or 3 days, and nobody else came. After 9/11, a week after 9/11, you could have shot a cannon down Main Street and not hit anybody. That place was absolutely a ghost town. And the city up there relies on sales tax from all those visitors. And of course, with nobody there, nobody sales tax came in. So it was devastating economically for a tourist dependent town such as Page. But I thought I'd make a little short video just to tell you where I was. I watched the second airliner go into the Second World Trade Center in a fire station TV in Page, Arizona. And with that, that's just a little tidbit. Very, very, it was a devastating thing for the country, but every single one of us remembers where we were at that time, and that's my story. And with that, I guess I'll stop for now, and we'll do another one here pretty quick about another subject. But I'll let you go for now. So take care of each other, love each other. It's a wonderful life, and we'll talk to you again real soon.